can you give Deion Coach of the Year, run here? What do you think? I mean,
he definitely gonna get consideration. I think Curt Cignetti, with what he has done at Indiana. Now there's still, look, maybe they'll knock off Ohio State. Still, even if they lose and they get to 11-1, not somehow, given what Indiana was. But I think, it's tricky because right now, Deion's done a terrific job. I would say the guy who would probably win Coach of the Year in the Big 12 is Kalani Sitake, because they were preseason number 13 in the Big 12, and they're undefeated, and they really beat down a really good Kansas team that's in the top 20. They won at SMU, which is 14th in the poll. So they have no losses. So I think, my guess is those two guys would be the front runner, but Deion definitely will get consideration.
I mean, the fact that Colorado's got 7 wins, they're 7-2. They have, I guess, the so-called control of one's own destiny here.
That's right.
They win out, including a Big 12 championship game potentially against BYU. Colorado's in the college football playoffs. That would happen.
And look.
And it's possible.
Look at it through this prism, Rich.
Yes, sir.
Like, every game they play in, they will have the 2 best players on the field, Travis Hunter and Shedeur. Like, now, when we get to the playoff, that might be a different story.
Right.
But right now, these games, like Utah's playing with their 3rd-string quarterback. They're coming off in a very emotional loss where they thought they had the game won, and everybody in the building, other than people who were in blue, thought they had the game won, and BYU ended up beating them. And so, so I don't know what kind of shape they go into this game in being Utah psychologically, but when you have, and it's not just Travis, and it's not just Shedeur, like Jimmy Horn Jr., when he's healthy, looks like he's the fastest guy in the field, and LeJontay Wester looks like he's the quickest guy in the field, and the number 4 receiver is making one-handed catches and mossing guys, and the offensive line is quite a bit improved. It's still shaky, but and the defensive line, they added a bunch of guys in the portal, and they're playing well. It's not just those 2 guys, but those 2 guys are the difference makers.
Well, and that's why they're 7-2, I think, because you could make a case that last year Colorado frequently had the 2 best players on the field anyway. I know Shedeur was still growing up, if you will, but Travis Hunter's been the grown-ass man that he was the minute he started suiting up for Deion at Jackson State. You know what I mean? So it is an improved team, and obviously I'm biased. I'm excited.
Rich, you could have 2 guys who arguably could be at the Heisman, in the top 5. It's not that deep of a Heisman crop right now. Now, a lot can change, but you have Ashton Jeanty from Boise State has had a phenomenal season. Cam Ward at Miami, they just lost. It wasn't his fault. It's the defense is struggling, but it's not where you say, oh, there's 10 guys right now who are having phenomenal seasons. Like Jalen Milroe last week looked awesome at LSU, where they blew out LSU, but there's he struggled against Tennessee, and there's off games. I think there's those 2 guys, I would say, legitimately have a case to be in the top 5 of the Heisman race.
Is this the big noon game, or it's not the big noon game for Fox?
It is the big noon game.
Okay, it is. Okay.
I hope I'm not speaking wrong. I know it's our big noon game.
Is that
I'll check.
The Colorado game?
Give me
it is.
Give me a
Thank
minute.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing my work for me.
I'm only asking
You're
that.
asking me?
No. I'm only asking that as well, because that means that Gus and Deion are talking this week, and I would love to be a fly on the wall when that happens. I'll tell you that.
It's funny. I was so we had a connection through DFW, and so I didn't realize Gus was with me on the second leg of it. He wasn't with me on the first leg.
Okay.
And so I'm in a barbecue place in the DFW airport, and there are it's Texas-Georgia game is on, and I'm sitting there watching it and just waiting for our flight to leave, and here comes Gus. And Gus, who's not a huge guy, and he has a hat on, and is so nobody's really recognizing him at first until Gus opens up his mouth, and then all of a sudden people are like, wait, I know that voice. Kind of thing.
That's the truth.
And Gus isn't it's not a subtle voice. It's a impassioned, even when he's talking about he had to go to Burger King to get something because whatever. It was people are looking, so yeah.
I love the mini onion rings.
The best. God, I love
he's
him.
a talent. I mean,
gosh.
People in our business, your business more than mine, are considered talent. Gus is he's got a gift. He's clearly, it's like, I'm a fan because I mean, just of he can do big moments that are, there's a handful of, great play-by-play guys. But
now, not to correct you, it's not he can do big moments. Big moments can do him.
Yeah,
that's
he
basically it.
Them. Yeah,
it's unreal. It's unreal, and that's why when I say go into a game like Carolina and the Giants, I'm like, can I have a little bit of the Gus in me? Just a little bit. And I got a nice, finish in overtime, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But listen, Gus, when he was here, he spent an entire hour with us.
It was great.
He'll never forget it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.